Yeah, I get it. I get it.
I don't.
Why are they doing this to me? And I was like, finally, I'll know what these are for. And I came here and I was like, they're for fucking nothing.
Really surprised how much I like this game.
Fucking crazy shit is happening. There's aliens. Go get them. And you're just in it, and it feels really good, and it looks really cool.
Every fucking step I took in that game was something I did not want to deal with.
It's a product of its time. I found it both rewarding and frustrating.
What's up with that, man? They couldn't even do RNG, man.
I think they meant that to be something and literally forgot.
Danny picks hard fucking games. I'm too old for this shit. I don't care anymore.
Everything about this game rubbed me the wrong way.
It was really good, and then it was really bad.
Listen, okay, I was drunk and high, my feet hurt.
A joyless piece of shit.
Yes!
It's a video game-ass video game.
No, dude.
Alrighty, everybody. Hello and welcome to episode 27 of Seriously Casual, a video game book club. We've put 2025 behind us with the recap last time, and now we're ready to start 2026 with Metroid Fusion for the Game Boy Advance. How's everybody doing?
Doing great, thank you.
Not sure to be honest.
Not sure, yeah. That's what
We're
here
getting there.
That's what we're here to figure out.
Yeah.
But we have played a Metroid game before. We have played the other Game Boy Advance Metroid, and Metroid Zero Mission. So now here we are with Metroid Fusion. The thing I want to point out about this game, the craziest thing is it came out the same day as Metroid Prime.
Yeah, I remember that day very
What
well.
a glorious day for
I know.
It really was.
That's crazy. That was November 18th, 2002. 24 years ago. Oh God, I'm old. But yeah, I do also remember having to beg my parents for like both. Like, I want 2 games at once. They were like, no. I was like, but please. But yeah, I really wish I could remember, because I know I got both of them when they launched, but like how I split my time. And I want to say I probably degened Prime because it was just so crazy. 3D Metroid on the GameCube, and then I played this. Like, I could definitely see myself doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you should. As someone who enjoys video games,
Yeah.
I mean,
That was
Metroid games are not too common, so
getting 2 at once.
cherish them. Unless they suck.
Yeah. Which,
What was the cross game bonuses that you got? Was there a special suit?
Yeah, you got the fusion suit in Metroid Prime, and also, I think I talked about this and I got it all twisted, because it's actually Metroid Prime. When you connect fusion to it with the Game Boy Advance link cable, you can play the original Metroid. So that's where I played the original Metroid, not Animal Crossing.
Okay.
But yeah, so you
What
could
a
play
treat.
an emulated version of the original Metroid, and you got the fusion suit in Prime.
And
Yeah.
the birthday suit.
Yes.
Those are the mods that we don't talk about.
No, dude, she just has a birthday hat and one of those little party things that goes, "Brrr," confetti comes out.
How delightful.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Metroid 4. Which,
It is?
yeah, yes. When the game even starts, it says Metroid 4.
Yeah. What's 5? 5 is Dread, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Did Dread do it
Yeah.
in game? I know they did it on the trailer, and that was the
Yes,
coolest thing of all time.
I'm
It's the coolest thing
pretty
Nintendo
sure.
ever did. was that
Yeah.
trailer.
Out of all the things.
God, I
That's
remember
the-
so many people asking me like, wait, but Metroid Prime 4, why are they on Metroid Prime 5? And I was like, dude, you don't even understand, man.
They're so dumb. God, I hate you. Yeah, but the chronology
Cold and
is
deflate.
Metroid, Metroid Prime Hunters, Metroid Prime 2, 3, and then Federation Force doesn't count. Metroid 2, Super Metroid, Other M, Metroid Prime 4, Metroid Fusion, Metroid Dread. So Dread is the end of the timeline, and Metroid is obviously the beginning.
You lost me at Metroid.
I lost myself
Same.
too. You're right. But yeah, so it's weird to think this is almost, if Dread did not exist, this game would still be the end of the timeline.
Yeah, this game was for a long time. It was the latest in the chronology, which
And there's
is
a lot of. Oh, pardon.
Metroid games aren't particularly known for their stories, and this one kind of changed that. I think, like up until this point, it was like, Samus, go to the planet and do stuff, and she was like, okay. And this one like
Yeah.
has someone talking to her throughout it, and very different.
Guiding her through the stuff. But speaking
Yeah,
of
like
doing
we're always used to Samus having a little preamble in the beginning and setting the stage, but the fact that this game keeps it going throughout was a major eye opener.
Yeah, it was a choice. But speaking of doing stuff, I accidentally glossed over speaking just how crazy this and Prime coming out on the same day got me too excited. Before we get into playing this game, what have you guys been playing recently? Since Ape Escape, if you will.
Nothing.
Nothing. Damn. A gift, blackest of metal. No.
It's gonna change soon, though, right?
Besides this, yeah, nothing really.
What was that called?
WarioWare.
I said that's gonna change for Super soon, though. Correct?
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah.
He's
Tomorrow,
free.
in fact.
Hell yeah.
Air
I
Riders.
played. Oh, you're still playing Air. I thought that's what you said last time too. Hey.
Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah,
So we
New
need to,
Monster Hunter content's cool.
Do we need to
Donnie
get
and I can
help?
Play that.
do you need help?
No, it's fine.
Stop being a hater, dude.
I'll
You're a
always be
hater.
a hater. Have you seen
Oh,
that game's
he's
box
a
art?
hater.
Look at that text.
Oh my god. What were you playing?
Me?
Yeah.
I have a crippling deadlock addiction. That's what I've been playing.
Hey, I hear that.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I
been
also
playing
played
all-
Five Hearts Under One Roof, and Ming Jun is best, and don't at me.
Under one roof?
Yeah. Turns out there
How
was.
many cups were there?
I don't want to talk about it.
Sorry.
I played a shit ton of Caves of Cud. I've been playing a lot of that game.
Game's
That was
weird,
very
man.
Starf of you.
So sick, dude.
Like what?
Caves, cock.
Excuse me?
Caves of Cud. Yeah, cock.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've actually seen that game on Steam. At first, I thought you just made something up, but
Oh,
yeah, no,
sick.
talking
Procedurally
about.
generated, like pen
that
and
is a
paper
Darth
RPG.
ass game. Yeah, it's definitely a Darth game.
Looks like it belongs on a calculator.
Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
love playing. My favorite games use Excel spreadsheets as a engine.
All ASCII games.
Sick.
Chris, Colin. Oh, Chris, you said
Chris said
WarioWare.
WarioWare.
Is it
I
WarioWare
did.
Shake It?
No, it's WarioWare Micro Mini Fun.
The
what the-
OG.
Yes. That
What did-
game
what did that
is a
come out
is a
on?
work of art. Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, Game Boy Advance, same system.
So I was playing a lot of Game Boy Advance this
I
month.
love that game.
I wanted
It's
to buy
amazing.
this game, dude. I wanted to buy this game, but it's so expensive.
What,
I was surprised how expensive it
Fusion?
was. Yeah.
Really?
I have my
Yeah.
I have my cart sitting right here in
Yeah.
my Game Boy
yeah.
Micro.
Whatever, dude.
Right here.
Whatever, dude. You're a hater.
I had played
Colin,
two
what were you playing?
playthroughs of this, so I could play it through on the micro and one to record the video footage.
Postage stamp size screen.
It was delightful. It did hurt my hands though, and I have small hands to begin with, so this thing is trash. Is pretty much what I'm saying.
I'll take it off
So-
your hands.
So Leo let you use his.
Pretty
Game Boy
yes,
to play
this is a very Leo-sized console.
That's cool of him.
Chris, what did you play on? Was it an SP?
Yes, the 101 or whatever
Oh,
the
that's my boy
backlit
right
SP.
there.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm
It's very,
convinced
very nice.
the SP is peak gaming experience.
Yeah, actually playing this game, I used to say I preferred the form factor of the original GBA, but I like the click your buttons on the SP quite a bit more. Actually, I've discovered. I also did some playing on the Game Boy Player, using the SP as a controller.
That's pretty tight.
Right. You lost me with that one.
That is pretty cool.
This little fucking
My favorite
thing.
part about the SP is how it has a limited amount of openings and closings, and you never know when it's just gonna break.
Yeah, when it gets all floppy. No.
I've never seen a
Yeah.
floppy SP.
Dude,
I have 3
I
of
don't
'em.
think. Yeah. Like I was a kid, I got mine when I was probably like fucking like 7, and I only ever had one, and I definitely
Just you
abused
wait,
that
Dark.
thing.
Are
Well,
you-
I'm
wait.
saying
Are you
there
guys
is a number of times that you are going to be able to open and close that thing.
That's so sad.
One day it's going to stop.
It's like
I
real
know
life.
the DS Lite has a hinge issue, but I've never heard that for an SP ever in my life. You're making
I'm
up
just
lies?
saying, man. I'm just saying, man. All
I
things come
believe
to
it.
an
I
end.
mean, if you just look at that thing, I mean, it doesn't look like the most sturdy.
I'm sorry, I'm being too metal right now. I apologize.
There were several years of my life where SP was like always with me, and I was always playing something on that thing, and I never had a problem.
Tactics
Hell yeah.
Advanced,
So-
the much superior tactics game.
I'm just
That's-
talking shit.
I mean, but
Okay.
you're right though. I mean, it does have a finite number of openings, but it's a testament to the fact that it lived in my pocket for years and never had a problem.
This was back when Nintendo used to actually care. about
Nintendium.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our Super Nintendo literally went flying across the room recently and landed upside down on the cartridge sticking out of the Super
What are you
Nintendo.
doing to your Super Nintendo? You're banned,
The
bro.
dog
You're not allowed to use
sprinted
that
across the
anymore.
Oh,
room
dude, that
and hit the
happened to my
cord.
GameCube. Yep.
But so I looked at the Super
Same.
Nintendo on the floor and I was like, "There's no fucking way this thing still works." And it just booted right up, no problems. It's like, don't worry, dog, I got it.
you.
Yeah, dude.
It's crazy. So Nintendo used to be good. Now you look at the Switch and it's
My
And
GameCube.
my-
literally, it literally
The
can't
Switch-
even connect to it with the damn Joy-Cons from 2 feet away. You're like, what the fuck? Sorry.
You put the Switch 2 in the dock the first time, and it immediately scratches the screen.
Yep. No, my GameCube
Yeah.
literally went down a flight of stairs. Like I dropped it. Like when I was holding it, trying to go down the stairs, and I stumbled and it slipped out of my hands, and I watched it go down the stairs. I was like, that thing's fucking broken. And like Colin said with the Super Nintendo, just put it right like under the entertainment center, plugged it in, booted up. I was like, all right, cool.
just rub some dirt.
My
on
Switch
it.
broke sitting there unplayed for like 3 or 4 months. It worked, sat there for 3 months, and just broke itself somehow.
It died of a broken heart.
Yeah.
The fan stopped working. So
Exploded
every
out of
time I turned it on,
loneliness.
it just turned into lava immediately. Yeah. Pretty cool though. Lava's cool.
All right. Now what else is cool? Maybe Metroid Fusion. This was my pick. I really, really like Metroid Fusion. It's actually the first 2D Metroid I played because I never played Super Metroid, so I kind of went backwards.
That's
Actually,
wild.
yeah. So that makes Metroid Prime the first Metroid I played, and then Fusion was second. But yeah,
Very good entries.
this game, I know I hate on the Game Boy Advance sound chip because it deserves it, but this game doesn't sound that bad. Like playing Zero Mission and now playing this, I'm like, huh, am I just a hater and have really big nostalgia for this? Probably.
I think the chip really lends itself to the alien sound of the game.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like some of the sound effects. But I guess because I had no like frame of reference, because let's address the elephant in the room. The linearity, which I don't think it is pretty linear, but it still has some, to do. And the kind of forced drama, if you will, and like the elevator dialogue sections never ever bothered me because I didn't come from Super Metroid. You said, like Super Metroid starts and it's like, here's this blurb, Samus. All right, she's on a planet, go. Like there's that in this game, but then as Holden said, like there's the story. It is injected in there. It is a part of the game. It's not just you and the environment and the environmental storytelling. It's your computer calling you lady, which yeah. But because I never
He has a cyber fedora.
listen, Adam aside, I don't mind the like the not this isn't a part of the linear, but like I guess you would call it hand holding, but like this is your objective. Do this, go here. Because like regardless of them telling you that or not, you do the same thing in Super Metroid. You just get lost more because you're not guided. Like you still follow a critical path. This one is just more directed. Like so it doesn't really
Super
bug me.
Metroid's extraordinarily more open. Even when it does have self-contained moments, they're way larger.
Mm-hmm.
One of the big differences, like you're right about Super Metroid also having a path that's just not laid out for you. One thing about Super Metroid is the movement allows you to sequence break a lot more than this game.
Yes. Does this game have bomb jumping? Am I just bad and couldn't do it?
No. And there's also like no sequence breaking in this game either.
Well, because
like,
your triangle,
intentionally
your
so.
wall jump, like you can't go backwards like you can in Super
No.
Metroid.
Yeah. You know, but like, that's one aspect of Super Metroid that I really love, but I used to hate on this game a lot for shit like that, but it really isn't inherently bad. Like, it's just a design choice they made, and I can see why. It's like going and playing Super Metroid now for the first time can be a rough experience for someone who's never played it before. Like, I realize that, and a lot of that is due to the controls getting lost. And this game addresses a lot of those issues pretty well. I guess it really all depends on which one you played first.
Yeah, I think me having this be my first 2D Metroid really kind of like made my entire experience like between the two games different. Like I have a weirder perspective of them.
It's funny.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna opposite perspective on it. My first Metroid was Super Metroid, and I played this when it came out. But then playing it now, I found the structure to be sort of officious and obnoxious in its hand holding and how direct it is. And like, what if I want to go into Sector 4 right now? Well, too fucking bad. You literally can't. Don't ever try it. Stop it. You're wasting your time. You know, like, and my natural approach to Metroid is to kind of try to do everything in whatever order seems natural to me, and very rarely was it what I was supposed to be doing here. So I was often like, all right, what do you want me to do, you stupid computer? And on the topic of like not being able to wall jump like continuously, like you can in Super Metroid, that is definitely a taste thing, so it's not like an objective criticism, but I definitely didn't like it. I like the ability to like, what if I want to do 35 bomb jumps and get up there and then be unable to progress? I want to wait 10 minutes, you know?
What if I want to soft block myself?
Yeah.
Yeah. This, I will say that playing it now, this playthrough for this discussion, I came away with a more positive outlook on this game. I've always liked this game. I've never disliked it. I've had strong criticisms that are still there for the most part, but I definitely enjoyed it more now than I ever have in the past. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just more forgiving now, or I'm just not as critical. Maybe I don't know. I really like this game. Despite the flaws that we've mentioned. One thing that I can't forgive though is the frequency of the dialogue.
Yeah.
It kind of breaks the flow of the game, because a big part of Metroid is you're exploring and you're having fun exploring, and then it's like, here's a navigation room and the door is locked.
The locking you in with the door is just like, dude, come on.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm afraid I can't.
Like, they
do
should
that.
let you skip it and just be lost. That should be an option. And if you want, you can go back to the navigation room and figure out what the game wants you to do. It just feels like too directed, which is like the antithesis of what Metroid is about, in my opinion.
I will say playing this again made me appreciate Dread so much more. And I already think Dread is like one of the best games ever.
Agreed.
Yeah. We talked about this with Zero Mission, so I don't want to hash it out a bunch, but a ton of this, what we're talking about is the transition to handheld. We got to make it concise little bits that
like
the
kind of
player
like
can do in
munchable.
one sesh.
Right, that makes sense.
Not to
Yeah, I
excuse any
guess.
design, but definitely the origin point for all of our questions, I believe.
Yeah,
I
but
do think
this
like
game has sleep mode, right? Can't you just like put it in
does.
sleep mode, or was that? Yeah,
it's awesome.
that's like
Because when you close the SP, it didn't just like go into sleep mode, right?
yeah.
It just like stayed on.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to worry about like, oh, I need short little bite-sized pieces, otherwise I'm
Right.
not going to be able to
I think a
consume
lot
it
of that though
properly.
is just for your own attention span, not even just saving, but like opening up where am I, what was I doing? You know.
Yeah, makes sense. I think I don't know. I think Nintendo recognized like This is back when Nintendo actually knew shit and was cool.
Made video
I
games.
think they kind of recognized the trend. Like people aren't as down for being lost anymore. Because I guess like back in when the original Metroid came out, like video games were still like brand new, right? What was before the NES, the Atari? Like that doesn't really count. It's just squares and fucking.
That isn't video games.
I mean, it
Grandpa.
technically is, but like you really have to use your imaginations. Like that square is a hero from whatever. Anyways, I think they recognize that people don't want to spend as much time on a single game because there's more of them, right? There's more of them out there now. And people are going to say, fuck this, I'm just going to go play this other game. But back in the day, you didn't have that other game. So you sat there continuously banging your head against the wall till you figured out where to go.
My mom and
people
dad
are
just spent
Nintendo.
$70
Insulted by wasting time now.
Oh, yeah.
That's wasting time is a completely subjective term.
Oh, of course, but like
Yeah.
I wish people could enjoy getting lost, but that's like
Same.
off the table for producers now.
Yeah. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, this person's going to crash the fuck out if in 1 minute they can't find out where they need to go.
I just kept thinking of the David Jaffe video while
Oh
playing
my
this.
god.
There were parts in this game where you have to shoot the ceiling. Like at the very beginning, there's literally several parts where you have to shoot the ceiling. That's not really marked at all to progress.
Dude, oh my god, yeah.
Everything about that
Like-
was embarrassing.
So go ahead, Darth. Do you have something to say about?
like the game? Guys, I get lost in video games. Like that happens a lot for me. Like, and
Right.
it is like a source of frustration. And so I was kind of like I was getting lost quite a bit when we played. Was it Prime? Right? I always get the games mixed up. Or not
Zero
Prime,
Mission.
but
Zero Mission.
We played Zero
Other
Mission.
M.
Whatever, dude. Anyways, like I felt like a huge problem with this one, especially like at the start, but this kind of like continued to be an issue, was like the game was linear and it would present like these like places where you could be like, oh, you hit the wall and here's like an item, like great. But there was there was probably like 6 or 7 areas where I walked around this little hallway that I was stuck in because the game is linear, trying to figure out like which way to go because I just didn't like hit something. I didn't shoot something. And like that was one of the most frustrating things for me, and I feel like I got like
Talking about the water zone, we gotta shoot the wall on the left. I bet it's that spot.
Yeah.
there was multiple. The water zone, yes, that was one of them. But like I just feel like it happened multiple times, and I actually don't understand like the game design in making progression connected to finding a secret like thing in a place. Like I totally can so fuck with like power-ups.
May I answer that?
Sure, you may answer that.
I think a big philosophy of the world / puzzle design, if you want to call it that, is looking at your map and then seeing those rooms that sort of guide you, going, well, there's gotta be a way to get there, and then you gotta backtrack and shoot some walls along the way.
It's
They totally leaned into
also-
that design for the majority.
it's also just like if you're playing a Metroid game, it's something that you constantly have to have in the back of your mind. Like there's going to
I can
be spots
understand
like
that.
that.
I can understand
And
that. I can understand that. I just want to say though that like this game is like, okay, we're gonna make a linear game where people aren't spending time rubbing their like ham on the entire map, but then they like sabotage that design choice by making me do it anyways. Like that's like when I play the old Metroid games, I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm getting into. But then I play this one where it's like, go here, then go here, then go here. I'm like, okay, great, I'm making progress. But then I get like bogged down anyways. It feels like it's like a design, it's like design clashing with itself. I don't know.
yeah, I can definitely see that point.
Yeah.
Like,
can I ask
you
you
know?
a question?
Yes, you may.
So, think of a particular example, okay? And I want to ask you, when you did find the hidden path that led to progression, did it seem random to you, or did it seem like it was like it made sense to put it there?
I would say there are some times where I was like, okay, you know what? That one was on me. That made sense to put it there. There were other times though where I was like, dude, like that is just like another tile. That's just a different tile. It's not even like that out of sorts in the area. And I mean, like whether or not it made sense, it like created friction with the game and went against, like, in my opinion, the idea of making the game more linear. So it's just like I was just pissed off because I felt like specifically this game was designed differently than the old ones, but then it still had these like holdovers, like they were still holding on to these other pieces. And it's like the feeling I feel whenever I find a secret and I get a power up is so good. But whenever I've been running around an area for 30 minutes, like a small teeny tiny area, and I'm like, oh, and then I finally find a secret area, oh, but it's just a power up, it actually like sabotages the experience. It's like, oh, oh, it's just rockets, you know, versus like there were multiple times where my like discovery of an item, unless it was an energy tank, was completely sabotaged by the fact that I was looking for the way forwards. And I don't know, I feel like that didn't happen as much when I played the other one that we played. I don't know.
The other one is a lot more guided, focused, and less
Yeah.
cryptic and navigating for sure.
Yeah, and it did
Just
come
want you to
out
know, I
several
agree with
years
everything you
after,
said,
so.
Darth.
Yeah, it's definitely valid criticism.
Mhm.
The whole Metroid exploration being lost formula is not for everybody. That is for sure.
It was just funny. I look over at
And
my gameplay and I'm shooting missiles into like spots on the wall. I'm like, wonder if there's a thing here. Because like you said, like you know what you're kind of getting into with
yeah,
a Metroid
Yeah,
game.
totally right.
But no, you are. I'm not gonna argue that. Especially like the water area. I've played this game a zillion times. I was doing what I knew was right, and like Holden said, you have to look at the map. I bamboozled myself looking at the map, being like, okay, this has to be the path. And I'm like, wait, no. And then it was one of those cases where playing a game before screwed me
yeah,
up.
dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wait, I need to do the part where the SAX sees you. Oh, we got to talk about the SAX.
oh,
And I was
dude.
like, and then the trigger thing happens. So I'm just thinking, I'm like, okay, let me trigger that. And I completely stopped backtracking. I'm like, wait, am I remembering this wrong? And I wasted like 20 minutes. I was like, dude, come on. So yeah, I get it.
It's just one of those things where people's tastes fundamentally differ, and like it's just the way it is.
Yeah. That being said,
It's
Except
funny because
it doesn't bug me because I like being lost.
me either. Yeah, same.
Same. I find the perspective fascinating, Darth, because I've always looked at this game as like, oh, it's more straightforward, it's more linear. Can't really hate on it.
That's
But
the thing, though, is
hearing you,
that's
I
the
do
thing.
understand it.
It's like, yeah, exactly. It's like because it is more linear, it's like, why is it still like this then? If that was your like design
I think
choice.
I think the reason that there are remnants of that in this game, it's a signature part of Metroid.
Fair
It's
enough.
part of its
That's
DNA.
that's fair enough. And like to a
And
certain degree, like I couldn't get too mad at it because I was like, well, it's a Metroid game, but also I was still mad.
So
no,
I want to.
that's fine. You could be mad.
I want to chime in here on this in particular because, well, going back, I guess my first experience with this game was I played it for the first time directly after Super Metroid. So I was very much viewing it as like, oh man, okay, this is the sequel to Super Metroid. So I was very much viewing it in a comparison way. And so my first time playing through it, I was actually pretty down on it because it was not Super Metroid, right? It's like we've kind of iterated or mentioned it a few times, but yeah, there's the more linear nature and stuff. But you mentioning that the parts being frustrated by the parts that were maybe less directed. I actually replaying it this time. I'm like, those are actually the parts I appreciated more because I think, yeah, playing it this time, I appreciated the game's design a lot more than the first time because the first time I was so focused on, oh, this is a linear Metroid and it talks way too damn much. But this time I was kind of actually really surprised by how much I actually enjoyed it and the ways in which it's actually closer to Super Metroid than maybe I gave it credit for in the first place. I'm kind of going off track here.
No, I like that.
What you were saying with sorry, I've just lost my train of thought.
Literally went off track. It's okay.
Total tangent
Somebody
here
is soul
is-
silent.
Oh, pardon.
But no, yeah, the whole thing where. Nope, never mind. Sorry. Move on.
It's okay. Listen,
It's okay to
think
get
about
lost
what
in a
you're
Metroid
saying.
game.
You'll
It's okay.
remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I actually kind of had a similar experience as that you had, Chris. Like, I've always liked this game, but I've always had strong criticisms of it, and I just appreciated it for what it was. Like, instead of just constantly comparing it to Super Metroid, which is what I've always done, I looked at it kind of in a vacuum and let it stand on its own merits and judged it that way this time. I've always been of the opinion that Zero Mission is the better game, and now after playing Fusion, I've switched sides. I think Fusion's
snap.
better than Zero Mission.
Yeah,
And I think
would
it's
agree.
way better actually. Like, especially after like we played Fusion Zero Mission for book club a while back. That playthrough kind of soured that game for me quite a bit.
Zero Mission just has that fucking ending, unfortunately.
Yeah, that really hurts the entire experience. And this game has some aspects that are unique to this game. Specifically the horror aspect. Specifically the SAX that is executed so fucking brilliantly. The way they present the SAX in this game is perfect.
Yeah.
They could not have done it better.
Like
When you first see the SAX, it literally is blowing up walls and doors.
and then they
It
jump
doesn't
scare you. It shows the
Yeah.
face and it makes like a high pitched screech, and you're like, oh
Yep.
fuck.
And then you
It's
see it
also-
do a little hop over the elevator shaft, and it has the screw attack.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
if you-
dude, yeah.
And it uses
if
a
you know what
power
the screw
bomb.
attack is, yeah,
And you're like,
it's like you're
"Uh-oh."
like, oh, I'm fucked. I'm fucked.
Well, and it finally makes the depowering of starting every Metroid actually feel impactful for once.
And makes
I really
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that intellectually, but I had no response to the SAX. Like this was my second time playing it because I played this game on release, so I kind of knew what was coming. But every time I saw the SAX in this game, my reaction was instead like, "Look at that big dumb idiot! It can't find me. I'm hiding right behind the wall. What are you doing, dummy? Right behind the wall. Just come get me!" And
It's a suit full of goo, Colin. Give it a break.
I guess so.
It's hyper
It's just interesting. I think I was expecting this game to be spookier, scarier, like atmospheric, maybe more like Dread was, and that game really did that very well. I don't want to say this one didn't or anything like that because I'm not equipped to make that argument, but nor would I really want to. But I didn't have that experience with this game. I don't
Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to be scary. It's just supposed to give you that feeling of being pursued.
Even that though, it just felt like occasionally you would run across the SAX doing dumb shit, and like, okay, there's that guy again. I don't know what they're up to.
Did you ever like get killed by the SAX?
Only intentionally, only because I wanted to tangle with it to see what would happen.
You
and
get
it fucked
fucked
me
up.
and
Yeah.
I was
Just
like,
kills you
oh,
instantly.
yeah. And I was like, okay, that was funny, but I made myself get caught.
Right. I can see that outlook. If you're not like super into Metroid, it's kind of just like whatever. But like for someone like me who's like really into Metroid, especially Super Metroid, like the SAX is Samus from Super Metroid, and if you're really into Super Metroid, you understand. Like, I'm not saying you don't understand. Don't take it like that, but it just has more impact because like you're more familiar with that version of Samus as a Super Metroid fan, and you know what that version of Samus is capable of.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Like, there's a bit of dialogue where Samus is like musing in the elevator shaft, and she's like, "I need to figure this out before that thing figures out how powerful like I am, like at full capacity." It's like it's gonna be really bad.
It's just like when you play Metroid 2 before Super Metroid, and then you see the baby, and then you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, the baby.
It's the saddest thing in the world.
Hey.
Oh, that's another cool thing about this game.
They talk about
that
the baby.
Baby Metroid. It literally becomes a part of her.
Yeah, it saves her again.
Yeah, it saves her again.
I was actually wondering, do you guys think that was all bullshit though? Because wasn't it like they said that, oh yeah, it's the cells of the last Metroid, but I thought that was actually like bullshit by the end because they had actually just been cultivating Metroids themselves.
It is bullshit.
Well, it was
like the Federation
like
is
plot
definitely
twist.
Right. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought though. Like that's what kind of was also fucked up about it was that like it actually wasn't I thought it actually wasn't Baby Metroid cells. I thought that like, and so like I don't know. I just thought that was
you're probably right in that it isn't, but in Samus's like point of view, like it
at
is.
that point, yeah, it is. Before she discovers the lab. I want to say something about the SAX too, and this like, and it kind of like pulls into like the whole atmosphere of the game. It feels like it's really drawing on Alien in this game. Do you guys feel the same way?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like there seems to be like multiple enemies that literally just look like the Alien. I think that's also in other Metroid games, to be fair.
This entire franchise, is inspired by Alien.
But like this one especially, right? Like, and I feel like the SAX, like to me, like yeah, it was kind of actually goofy and it was obviously stupid at times, but I almost like, because you guys know I really liked that Alien Isolation game, and it actually like made me feel like I don't know, like I felt like fucking like residual trauma, and I was like,
I love the metal footsteps.
If like Samus was chasing you around and fucking like the ship, you try to go in like a little vent and it just balls in there, and you're like, oh fuck. I don't know, like to me, like the idea, drawing on the idea of Alien made me feel like the dread, which I think is more just like a personal experience that probably doesn't actually track like across most people playing it, but it definitely affected me and made me scared of it.
Yeah, I think they were trying to go for a balance. They didn't want it to be too scary and too powerful because then people would have been like, "Fuck this" and stop playing.
Remember how people treated Mr. X in Resident Evil 2 Remake? People literally stopped playing that game because
people
he follows
were pissed about it. Yeah, I remember that. Like, I had the opposite reaction. I thought it was the coolest shit ever.
Yeah, it should make me I was sweating. Then you're just like, let me get this loot from this room, and he busts in the door, and you're like, fuck everything.
Yeah, but I think, and also, like, Metroid, this game is supposed to be for all ages, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's obviously not, like, geared towards younger kids, but it's supposed to be something that everyone can play.
Yeah, you can't just have the SAX constantly terrorizing you. So you're trying to find, like, Darth, imagine you're frustrated trying to find the thing, and the SAX is bursting in the room at the same time.
Dude, I think it would have been a way better direction if there was less me fucking running around trying to find something. If it was like the SAX is here and it's looking for your ass. I don't know. That would have been fucking sick.
Fun fact,
I agree.
A Metroid 2 remake has the ability to have multiplayer SAX tracking you down throughout your campaign.
Shit. Wait.
Well, I have to play that now.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
so if you want that experience, you can do that.
That sounds tight.
That'd be so sick. Super, we should play, and then I'll just get lost in the first area, being like, "Fuck, no, he's gonna get the ice laser."
I'll be like, Darth, you see this little one block over here that looks like all the others? Bomb it. Easy.
By the way, someone just mentioned something about the game being for kids. This game fucked me up way worse than like any other Metroid game I've ever played. Like,
Yeah,
did anyone else get
so-
fucked up?
We only got one difficulty. The Japanese version actually has easy and hard.
You unlock
What-
hard
what
though,
were we
right? You
playing
beat
on?
the game.
Oh god, we were playing on easy. Of course.
You take so
Do
much
you?
damage in this game.
And you get like 10 energy back when you kill things.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys.
Well,
But this is jumping ahead, but it's on the topic of difficulty. My fight with Neo Ridley, right? Is that his name?
Yeah,
dude,
Yeah.
it was a nail biter. I had like 20 health left.
The rite of
fight's
passage
yeah.
in this game is beating the boss and then dying to the X parasite.
It's
Oh
such
my
a
God.
tedious
yeah, yeah.
I don't know if it's because I've played this game a bunch or I just have a shit ton of experience with the Metroid series in general, but there was never a point in this playthrough where I ever felt like I was ever in danger of dying. But
I
Nightmare,
struggled
fuck
for
my
sure.
shit.
Dude, I just mechanically love the X Parasite so much because like I used to, I'm a gatekeeping asshole. Even as a kid, I was like, well, in Metroid you can farm the energy from the enemies, but this game you gotta grab and secure your dog tags if you want your energy.
And sometimes
It's
they
so good,
float
and then-
out of distance, and you're like, God damn it!
Yeah, or and then the way that compounds into puzzles, the way it'll be like shoot this dude and then wait for him and then freeze, and then the bosses get another layer. It's so good. I love it.
On the topic of the bosses, I do want to say, even comparing it to Super Metroid, my first time playing it, the one thing that did stand out in this game was the boss design. I think they're actually the best bosses in the series.
Some are stinkers, but some are good, or some are great.
And so they're so imaginatively different. The condom boss you gotta shoot up into is so fun.
Yeah.
I think there's so many fascinating ones.
Dude, Nightmare.
There
you know,
are.
the bosses in this game are definitely a high point.
Yeah, Nightmare was crazy. I
Nightmare's, like,
just
the
about gave
best
up,
boss
honestly.
ever.
Playing it this time, I almost gave up, but I finally figured it out.
Dude, the spider is way worse than Nightmare.
So much
Is that the
about Nightmares.
robot
good.
boss.
Yeah, Nightmare is the one with the melting face.
Yeah, I meant the spider or whatever you
Spider
said.
has the run back, doesn't it? If I remember correctly,
No,
the spider has...
that's the security robot. There's the spider
Yeah.
named Yakuza.
It's called Like a Dragon now.
Yeah.
It's a turn-based boss fight.
Yeah. Really shifts up the momentum.
I'm trying to remember. I must have fought that boss earlier this week, and I don't remember it.
So there's the mechanical like security robot that you fight
Yeah.
twice that you have to like climb over and shoot down. But then there's the spider that bounces diagonally and shoots fireballs.
Oh, that
down.
guy.
That guy's
Yeah,
a
dude.
fucker.
I found phase 1 of that fight to be pretty easy, but then when he goes Dicko mode phase 2, just bouncing laughing skull in the sky, I was like, what do you want, man? Stop hitting me.
What do you
Dude,
want from me?
Like, one thing I'll say, though, about... I actually didn't like the bosses. Most of them, I didn't like them. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I would, like, be really challenged by them, and I'd be like, this is fucking bullshit. And then I would just, like, figure out a strategy, and then I'd be like, this is fucking easy.
Yeah, that's
Like-
pretty much what
yeah.
the
Like-
bosses are.
I don't know. Like, like for the spider, I realized you can just sit there while the
Morphle.
fucking DVD screen flashes left and right, on the TV. And yeah, just morph ball in the corner. And then I'm like, okay, so now this is lame and boring. The Nightmare, I was like, how do I beat this guy? And then I realized you could just kill it by giving yourself fucking spontaneous carpal tunnel and pumping like 10 trillion rockets into his face and kill it like I literally was in like a 15-minute encounter with him until I realized I could just spam the shit out of the rockets, and then he died, and I was like,
Yeah. You just
I don't
soak
know.
damage and blast him.
Yeah, and the Ridley's the same way. Like you like kind of just like trade with him. You just trade
Yeah,
it with.
yeah.
You just shoot the rockets. I don't know.
I found that to be not great too. A lot of
So-
bosses come down to that.
For me, when that kind of thing happens in a game, the way I view it is, oh well, who's in trouble now? Who's in trouble
yeah,
now?
no, it's
And
true.
then I-
It's true. There was a little bit of that.
Yeah, then I beat the boss and I taunt the non-existent boss, and my ego is satisfied because he was beating
Also-
me up. Now I'm beating him up.
I don't even like this isn't even an argument, but what I like about these games is the intention of low percent and any percent basically being built into the game with like the cards you get at the end.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
And that approach when playing the game on repeats totally transforms that paradigm for me, because trying to go quickly and like not like MacGuffin your like run you're on totally transforms that dynamic. I
Yeah.
have a lot of fun with them.
I did see your one clear time with your completion percent. I was like, God damn, this guy's zooming and gaming.
And it's fun. They're just fun to casually do, like all Metroid games. You don't have to be a sweaty tryhard like Googling the techniques. You can just try and get faster than you Metroid, and it's a blast. You know?
Yeah.
I love
Unless
Metroid.
you're like me and Darth and you have the memory of a potato and can't remember where to go.
Yeah, and your whole run gets ruined because you're like, fuck, where is it?
I've been running around this place for 30 minutes.
So Darth, I do have to ask, since you were disappointed in the bosses because of like the mashy, like how did you feel about the SAX fight in that like containment area that you start the game in?
I mean, I thought that like the lead up was cool, and I thought the actual fight was cool, but like, I just end up finding another cheesy strategy to beating it in the end.
Mhm.
Like it was badass, but like, I just also felt like I found this like cheesy strategy, and I
I
never
mean,
really
even a
felt like.
normal strat feels kind of cheesy. That fight's just really fast.
Yeah, it's fast and harder. And anyways, yeah, no, I liked it. I thought it was cool. I just also felt like a cheese ball again. when I
Again.
needed. Yeah, like I think what I did is I just went up and down on the platforms, and I would just cause the stupid AI to just keep jumping up and down and up and down. And
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, that's yeah. I have a
was kinda
question
like,
for you,
alright.
Darth.
yeah,
So you're saying that like it's not satisfying when you find a cheese strat for a boss and you can just like dominate them. Do you have an example of a boss fight that is satisfying in your opinion that does not have cheese like that? Like from any game.
like from any game.
Any game.
Yeah,
I'm just curious.
I would say that like there's some fights I can think of in like the Dark Souls games where like there's a cheesy way to beat the bosses, right? And it requires like not a ton of technical input from you, right? But then like for what's an example? Like there's like Artorias, right? There's like a cheesy way to beat him, and then there's a way where you're like punishing all his attacks and like murderizing him. And I don't know, I guess I just feel like I'm having a hard time like coming up with a really good example right now where
No, that
like,
is that's
feel
a good example. That's definitely a good example.
like I just feel like bosses where I feel like I end up kind of like not doing that much. I will say the Nightmare is actually not a great example because I mean like the boss fight is pretty dynamic. It has multiple phases and you're doing different strategies at different parts.
He starts
Which is-
dropping your missiles.
Yeah,
It's
exactly,
epic.
right? That is actually cool. I'll give props to that one. Honestly, I'm just salty because that guy bodied me. That one's not that bad. But like the SAX, for example, is like I'm just like repeating the same thing like over and over again. The spider guy, I'm spending a lot of time balled up in the corner. It's like it's not like super like technically engaging, I guess. I enjoy boss fights that keep me on my toes, I guess, and like don't like have that much downtime.
I get it.
I think
I
I have a big
think-
problem with downtime in boss fights. Kind of like pisses me off.
I think I just look at it in a like a fundamentally different way. And it's probably due to the fact that I'm older and I grew up in like, older games and
No, totally.
like a lot of old games, like that's what all boss fights are. Like you find a cheese strat and you do it, and it like that's just the way it was.
Sometimes I
so-
feel like I'm at odds with myself. I feel like it's a personal thing. Like
It
yeah,
is.
like the easiest way to beat Artorias is just to wait until he does his easiest to punish attack. But the fun way, but then like I don't know. But like, why am I moving the goalposts on myself? I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
I-
the game allows you freedom to do that, which is a good thing, right?
I feel like I just didn't love the bosses. I just feel like I didn't love the bosses.
Sounds like you need to play God Hand. They have delightful bosses.
You should. That's a good idea. Put
I like
God
that
Hand on the
worm
list.
guy.
I
like
am
the
not
fish
gonna put God Hand on
worm
the list.
You're not prepared for the
I can't handle that.
the takedown. I get
Put
it. I get it.
Imagine Party Babies on the list.
Yeah, it scored higher.
Yeah, put that on the list. No,
I'm
don't
already
actually.
flying crazy putting Guitar Man on there. I'm not about to just make it my fucking power fantasy.
So, may I say things about game?
Go for it.
No.
This is inspired by what you're saying, Super, about you enjoying Fusion or liking it more as a game than Zero Mission. I have always found that I enjoy this game more than Zero Mission, but I think the pixel art's a good comparison. I think I like this game's pixel art so much more, and I've never enjoyed the kind of comic book aesthetic we talked about in Zero Mission. But I think on an objective scale, Zero Mission does almost everything better. But I just like everything about this game more.
I don't know.
And,
I think this game just looks way better. Like I still remember, and that's not just like in like the way it looks, but also like how it's presented, like graphically. Like I remember being impressed on the shitty little fucking micro screen. The scene when Samus's ship flies in, like the animation of the doors opening and her ship blowing out smoke and like the contrasting, like it looked so cool. And I was like, damn, it's like this is a really detailed GBA game. And like the monster sprites are all really cool. Like the game looks good. I was thinking, I was like, is there a better looking Game Boy Advance game?
Maybe one of the Castlevanias. Maybe not better, but on par, perhaps.
It does look pretty good.
I think Zero Mission is just a smidge more polished all around. And just subjective, obviously, but that's where I land, even if I prefer Fusion's aesthetic.
Fair.
To me, like the thing that Fusion does better than Zero Mission, and I think it outshines all other aspects, is the pacing. The pacing of Zero Mission was not good, in my opinion. Like they completely dropped the ball 100% with the pacing of that game, and it almost kills it for me. Like if it weren't for the fact that it is a Metroid game that plays like a Metroid game and has a well-designed environment, it would have that game would be in the toilet for me because of the pacing.
I do love this game's pacing when the boiler reactor goes off every time. I love that sequence.
Yeah, that part was sick.
I agree. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's just the fact that they don't allow you to have your fully powered up form until the last fucking 5 minutes of Zero Mission is what killed it for me. And I'll never understand that decision. I will never fucking understand why they did that. But anyways, back to Fusion, which is the game we're talking about.
I was just gonna say the pacing of this game is really good. I kind of think just in general, in comparing it to Super Metroid, kind of overlooking just like this game in a vacuum is just really exceptionally designed. I think, and yes, it is linear, but I think I don't know, it's I get it. Like it serves to put the game forward or set you on the right track, right? But it kind of keeps it flowing, and I think it's honestly to the game's credit. Like if you're just ignoring the fact that it's it's not Super Metroid, it's really just fucking great, and it controls and feels amazing. Especially I don't know, like I was saying on the SP, like that's the one thing where I'm just like, oh yeah, this feels fucking amazing. Anyway.
And I feel you don't lose your Metroid exploration, your critical path, getting lost in that, but with you get your abilities, you can come back to places, and then the locks, you kind of make that mental note. It's okay, I just opened the level 4 locks. I remember all those red doors in those previous sectors. So if you really want to go scrounging, you still can. And you can get lost.
Yeah.
How do I go here? There still is that aspect. It's just not.
Absolutely.
It's no longer the critical path.
It's not the main focus.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's entirely subjective. I used to be, I guess I could use the word snob. When I would think of linearity and handholding in a Metroid game, it made me want to vomit. I was of the opinion that no, it 100% does not belong in Metroid in any form or amount. And my opinion is different now. I think it's fine. I get it. I guess it's just I can look at it from other people's point of views more easily now. I guess it's just part of getting older and growing up, right? but it's cool. Like I'm for it, and like it's not a problem. Even when the computer tells you where to go, and there's a blinking thing on the map that shows you where to go. On the way to your beacon or your objective, there are branching paths, and if you want to go somewhere else, you can. For the most part, sometimes you can't, and that's great. Like, I'm glad that they recognize that that's an essential part of the Metroid formula, and they kept it alive and to some degree, because it is part of Metroid's DNA to be able to explore and discover, an essential part of Metroid.
Yeah, there were a good amount of times when even when the computer tells you where to go, it kind of just tells you where to go, but it doesn't tell you what to do. And I think that the amount of times that actually happened, where it kind of lets you figure it out, was surprising to me. Because in my memory, this game was a much more handholdy than it actually is.
Same.
Yeah.
And one of
So
the
when we, sorry, good.
like I was just gonna say, like the security locked doors, like one of the first things they say is like, hey, it's in this area, but it's not marked on the map because of security reasons. So it literally is like, it's here, find it. And you're like,
That's
okay.
literally what I was about to mention.
Oh, gotcha.
Like, it's in the very beginning of the game. Like, when this game first got picked on the wheel, I was ready to fucking tear into it. We
I
talked
thought you would
about
hate
it.
this.
I was so ready to just shit talk this game, and then just started playing it, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's actually not as bad as I
Like, hold
remember.
up.
Like, cause like when I first started playing, and like you mentioned that part where it's like you have to find this on your own, and I was like, oh, cool, hell yeah. I don't know why I didn't recall that, like, that specifically, like when thinking, oh, we're playing Metroid Fusion, but they I think they struck a pretty good balance between, hand holding and linearity and exploration. They struck a pretty good balance in this game.
Totally, and I think that's what like lends into what Chris said about the pacing feeling so good. Like, you're really like, by staying on track, you're like constantly on this stream of like picking up power ups, and I feel like it made the game more engaging than Zero Mission. Overall, just had like some rough points for me, but still, yeah.
I am a huge believer in that games don't need to be defined by their genres. I said this during Zero Mission. And this game is so technically well executed and still preserving the things that matter to Metroid, like getting lost. You still have hand rubbing, the sense of isolation, the power creep of going from 0 to 100, all those things that make Metroid feel good. But more importantly, like, not only is that commendable that they had the balls to do that and like flip the script a little, but we would not have Dread, which I'm glad you guys appreciate it. But Dread is such an important, like, good game in modern gaming for me. It's all thanks to Fusion.
Well, that actually,
And a little bit of the sequence breaking of Zero Mission. That's why I really love Zero Mission.
I do want to ask, Colin, you said like the SAX was goofy and dumb, and like you didn't get the sense of dread. But for Metroid Dread, how did you feel about the Emmy parts?
Oh, I thought they were very cool because they were actually threatening usually.
So,
or maybe the latter ones were,
I have the opposite problem with Dread, is because they gave me a way to fight back. I went in there, I was like, give me that parry. Check this out. And it completely ruined any kind of fear because I was trying to get caught by them.
You know, my problem is, Donnie, is that it auto saves right
parries.
before the Emmy rooms, and that took out the
Oh,
really?
for me.
Yeah.
But
That's
imagine
my
that.
biggest complaint.
I know that's Dread, but just to linger on that point real quick, imagine that game without the autosaves. You're going like 15, 20 minutes or whatever, and then you just get
that'd be
murked by an
good.
enemy.
That's like the best part of
instantly-
Super Metroid is like, did I save? Should I
Yeah,
go further?
but
Like when you get
it's,
lost.
it's an instant kill. It feels, I think, feel like dirty,
The parry
but I
window
like getting
is
instant
literally
killing
like
and
a
resetting
frame.
20 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
the fact that Danny was fishing for those and like execution testing himself is evidence of his brain problem.
Yes, it is.
I was
true.
doing the exact same thing as
Okay,
Danny.
well, you both have brain problems.
Agreed. But
Yeah.
I think the reason there's autosaves right before those portions is because of the tight input window for the parry. Like I agree. Like without those autosaves, they couldn't have. There's the condom mouse, by the way. They couldn't have. They couldn't have the execution be so tight because that. Like I personally think that'd be fucking bullshit. If you take all this time, get into this room, and then you get there, and you fuck up a 1 frame input, and you have to trek back 15 minutes. That would suck. That would not be good.
I agree, but I've also
they would
played
have
that game
to-
like 50 times.
They'd have to compromise, like, okay, either no autosaves and more lenient input window, or autosaves and tight input. Like,
I think it's perfect the way it is.
Yeah, I think they made the right decision. I just wanted to say also, I think it's funny, like, when we were talking about Resident Evil, and I'm like talking about how like I actually like I'm like getting absorbed into the game, and like I'm actually like oh, I'm in this mansion and these monsters are scary and threatening, and the whole time Colin's just like, you stupid fucking dumb zombies, I'm not scared, I just hate you. And, like, it's the same with SAS now. I just think
I
that's
don't
funny.
respect its intelligence.
I just think that's funny. It's like, I don't know, like that I get scared. I mean, I wasn't literally scared.
Or
but, like,
shaking
you know,
and crying.
I allowed myself to like feel threatened, I guess you could say.
I was like 15. I was pretty late when I played this game. I had played Super Metroid and all the primes and everything, but I played this on the Wii U because I somehow missed it. And I just remember with my limited game, like behind the scenes knowledge, thinking, holy crap, this thing's like actually like platforming at me super quickly. Like, it's really simple AI, but for the rooms it's navigating to find you, it like kind of freaked me out on a core level. You know?
Yeah, I never really
Fuck
thought about
away from me.
it like that. Because it's not scripted. It actually is chasing you a little bit.
It's a little both. It's creepy.
Yeah.
There wasn't really a whole lot like that up to this point in gaming. Like, there were things
Yeah,
that would
especially in
pursue
this
you, but
context.
not in like such a complex way. Like, yeah, that's cool. I never really thought about that. Neat. That's why we love you, Holden. Well, other reasons too, but you know, that's one of the reasons we love Holden.
Look at it menacingly holding its power
You see,
cannon arm.
right here, I was sitting there like, look up, dummy.
Well, you can't
Like,
see.
I know he can't
That's a
see me. I know he
Yeah,
can't.
it's a
But like,
ceiling.
it doesn't Samus in Super Metroid have
the
an
X-ray
X-ray?
visor,
I'm
yeah.
like, bro, just X-ray.
That's what I thought I was gonna do.
You know,
Dude, that would actually have been really fucking cool.
like
I'm trying to evade the fucking scanner.
yeah,
I think
that's
there's maybe more they could have done to
I agree.
Yeah.
to really sell that effect. I'm not saying they didn't sell it, but like to make someone jaded and pissed like me, maybe. I'm kidding, but you know, to like drive it home. Or although maybe there's something to be said for the subtlety of it. You know, the way it is.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think like it would have been more interesting if it did a little bit more. Like, it kind of is either just like existing or it's chasing you. It doesn't spend very much time like searching for you.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I feel
Yeah.
like if you had felt more like you actually had to evade it, maybe it would have felt a little bit more like threatening.
I think there's multiple reasons why they chose not to have it that way. Like I said earlier, like they didn't want to make it too stressful, and also there's like lore reasons because it's like it still is figuring out its full abilities.
Yeah.
right?
It is really fun how it's like, oh, this part of the ship's opening up, the habitation is multiplying, SAS is busy over here exploding shit. Like, there's so many logistics going on the whole time. I love it.
Yeah, I like that part. I like that too. Like how you're getting an update on like the area around you and how like it's advancing. I think that really speaks to the strength of the way that it delivers the story, even though that's like a point of contention for a lot of people.
I think the story's great, by the way.
Yeah, I agree.
The story
great.
is, yes, I agree. And
Yeah, except the ending is kind of really bad if you ask
Lady.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
my computer has Mondo.
I think it kind of
That's-
ruins a
I think it
little
would have
bit.
been great if it just wasn't so on the fucking nose. If it could have
Yeah.
just been subtle for all the Metroid fans playing it 30,000 times over anyway.
I just
But yeah.
don't like the idea of Samus taking orders. That just bothers me on a fundamental
Yeah,
level.
it kind of. I
You
don't
can
know.
download missiles now.
Yeah.
So,
But then again, she doesn't, and that's part of
You can download a car.
part of the story here is that like they're trying to control her, and she keeps doing
Yeah,
other shit,
she
and he's
does,
like,
yeah.
"Stop it!"
Yeah, no, you're right, but I just don't like the idea that she's part of the Galactic
Mhm.
Federation. Like the words they used, I remember specifically. They said, "Samus, we need you alive and
yeah.
on duty." It's
Well,
like,
that's
fuck
also
you.
Yeah.
part of the reason they don't give her the abilities. They're like, if she goes in there half cocked with no abilities, she's literally gonna die, and that's bad. So it's like there is a lore reason, but also yeah, it's like fuck them. I'm Samus. I do what I want. Like,
Do you guys
Like,
know
to
her?
me,
I
the
feel like I've
Samus
said this.
character. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I feel like I've said this, but her being a bounty hunter was a mistranslation for the longest time, and
Oh,
then they just
really?
adopted it, and we're like, all right, she's a bounty hunter.
what was the mistranslation?
Something more along the lines of like a mercenary,
Oh,
which is
okay.
like, yeah, pretty similar, but a distinction nonetheless.
No, it's
Fighter
different.
fire.
It's different. Bounty hunter they choose their bounties. The mercenary kind of is under the employment temporarily of someone. But I don't know. I just don't. It bothers me on a fundamental level to have people even trying to boss Samus around. Like, to me, her
Yeah.
character is like she doesn't listen to anybody. Period. Like, she doesn't take shit from anyone, and that's that.
I also don't think. Does she ever talk? I don't know.
Right now.
In Super Metroid, the intro of the game, she has a whole monologue. The intro of Super Metroid.
And she never like okay, I'm gonna really nerd out. She never like really directly spoke with anyone. Like you'd see like the handshake in Super. Prime 2 ends with her giving a thumbs up to save an entire ass planet, and or like a wave, and then 3 she just gives the entire general of the Galactic Federation a thumbs up as she goes into hyperspace.
It's her
And
signature.
I think that's the
thumbs
best
up.
way to do Samus talking.
She
It's
thumbs
like,
up.
"Arrivederci, I'm out."
At the end of every game, she does a thumbs up.
No, she has a thumbs down. And other M.
Yeah.
Okay, it's funny. Like we have to address the elephant in the room, which is absolutely the other M. Like if Fusion's monologue, dialogue, like exposition is, I guess, tenuous at best, and like it's cringy near the end, they read the room completely wrong and made other M, because it takes the parts that are like maybe questionable in this and dials them up to fucking 11.
Yep.
Like it's exactly what you were saying, Super. It's all about her just being given orders. And the notorious part, like I was defending like them not giving her upgrades to not put her in a dangerous position. In other M, it's literally the complete fucking opposite. There's a part where they do not give her the Varia suit and she is actively dying. It's like, what? Like that game is trash.
All I remember is being a kid and Samus is getting PTSD and like freezing up at Ridley. I was just super confused.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Nah. When Samus sees Ridley, she becomes filled with rage and goes into a fugue state and just kills.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, that's like it's like if they made the Doom Slayer like
Yeah,
so wrong.
exactly. That's a perfect
He
comparison.
sees a cyber
there.
demon, starts crying.
He's like,
Yeah, he
oh,
just
I remember
pisses
when they
himself.
killed my rabbit. Like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, because Ridley literally killed Samus's parents in
Yeah.
front of her. So it's like, nah, she ain't taking shit from that guy.
Dude,
I just wanna-
Yeah, sorry. No, you go, Chris.
I was just gonna say I wanted to say that the Ridley fight and sound effects in this game are so good.
They are good.
Just like the screeching,
It's
it's
so
it's
good.
insane. It's so good. I love it.
He just never
I-
shuts up.
Yeah.
I was gonna say all of the foreshadowing for Ridley in this game.
Dude, you
is
walk
very
into
good.
that frozen room and you're like, oh
Yes.
fuck.
Yes.
No,
I was
why is
about
he
to say
here?
that.
Well, it's cool because you're like, oh, Ridley's gonna unfreeze, but then the next time you see Ridley, Ridley's getting crumbled, and the parasite goes by, and you're like, oh no,
Oh,
dude.
no, dude. Yeah.
So good.
Agreed.
I was actually just
And then they
thinking that. Sorry.
I was just gonna say they finally killed Ridley in this game. That's one of the best things. Is like put that chapter to rest finally.
Really?
that
I
guy.
thought he had already like super died like multiple times. I don't really know what the difference is. There. I
This
guess
is
turned to
the
dust.
final Ridley.
Yeah.
Really?
Neo Ridley's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this is the end of the
Really?
timeline. He didn't make it to Rush Hour 4, also known as Metroid Dread.
I didn't know he wasn't in Dread. I couldn't remember. I only played
Yeah,
it
me
once.
neither. It's weird for me as someone who looks at and thinks about the Metroid chronology and just like yawns. I'm not saying it's
I don't
bad.
blame you.
I'm like, dude, whatever. Like
Yeah.
I'm robot man on planet
Yeah,
with gun.
totally.
You know. Like,
The robot's a girl.
yeah. So it's neat that people think it's cool. Like no, I don't think it's bad at all. I just it doesn't do anything for me, you know.
That's fine. Yeah, I get it. I mean, it definitely takes a back seat. The story, like it's secondary. Like
But
the
that's
main
why it could be cool, you know, because it's just enough to matter, but not enough to be like this is a political RPG that Danny hates, you know.
A political RPG.
That's the genre of political RPG.
I liked
Tactics
Metaphor, and that was the most
involved.
political JRPG I've ever played.
I don't know. It's just what specifically about it, Colin? Do you find not engaging, or like what would
It's
engage you?
it's not it's not that it's not engaging. Maybe let's say it this way. I like it better when it's really just the Super Metroid. Like there's a blurb, gives you context, sort of generally what's going on, I guess why you're there. To be honest, full transparency, I don't remember the beginning of Super Metroid because it's been a long time since I actually played like the vanilla game.
Dude, Sarah
the
Station
last-
got attacked. The last Metroid known the human civilization is at risk.
Look
and
at
Ridley
this
gets
guy.
it.
Yeah, but yeah, like so you just kind of get the picture and then you're there and you're left to like discover, right? And experience it through the gameplay.
Right.
And when it's talking about like her robot husband and he's calling her lady, you know, I know we've made fun of this and it's I'm being a little hyperbolic, but when it gets into that sort of thing and like Samus's role in the Federation, I'm like, I don't fucking care. I don't care. I don't care. You know?
I can. I definitely agree with you on that aspect. They lean a little too much into it. I mean, like, but on
Way
the other
too
side, it's like you want a character that kind of has a little depth, right?
True.
I think they could have handled it differently.
Definitely.
I don't know, because it can be lame to have a character that's just like so one dimensional and like doesn't have any emotional depth or anything. But you gotta handle it delicately, right? You can't just be like, oh, Samus, this badass. It's been established in every other game that she's just some badass who's not fazed by anything. And now all of a sudden she's an emotional wreck because a computer called her lady. It's like, what?
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
I will say though
What?
that the way they frame it and they give you her like stream of consciousness kind of internal monologue, I like that.
Yeah.
It's just kind of what is said is just feels weird for Metroid. I respect the attempt, and if you kind of like zoom out and think about Other M and what they want, you know, I've never played that, so I'm just going off what you guys have said.
Don't.
But the idea though makes sense, and the impulse I don't think is misguided, but it's maybe not the right character to do that kind of thing with. But you do want to humanize the character and give it depth,
Yes.
like you're
Yeah.
saying.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Like I feel like they kind of like do that very well, you know, with like the animals that she frees and with
Yeah.
the Metroid that sacrifices itself for her.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that like in a very like show don't tell way kind of like establishes her as someone with empathy, someone who like defends the weak, someone who has value for life, which kind of like I think that depth is nice, but yeah, it's a lot more like telling. She's just like
Yes.
telling you how she feels about it and telling you just directly. I don't know, you know.
I'd say
That's a good point.
Fusion,
Very good point.
Fusion is about my limit for that because you kind of have to get in the territory of tell at the game time of these games, right?
That's true. That's true. To a degree.
But you could just do it like Super Metroid. I agree.
I just think they leaned a little too heavily into trying to make her something that, like, if they didn't establish her the way they did previously in the series, I don't think it would have been as big of a problem, in my opinion. But they it was a little too jarring. It was a little too much of a change to work, I think. Because you expect one thing and you grow accustomed to the character being one way and you like that about the character, then all of a sudden it's completely different. It's like,
Yeah.
is this even the same character?
I don't even think it lines up with what Prime was doing on literally the same day. You know, characterization in Prime is very different. I guess they're technically at opposite ends of the timeline,
Prime
right?
did so much homework and writing, and
Yeah, Prime felt like Prime feels like a better sequel to Super Metroid than this one does in a lot of ways, and how it's more hands off and
Yeah.
it's a little too one-to-one to my liking, though.
But Prime
Fair.
did Super?
Yeah,
That's why I like it so much.
and that's where it loses points for me, and I will always forever love Echoes for trying to do things a little different.
God, I need to play that game.
I think Metroid Prime 1 is literally a perfect game. Like, I think it's one of those rare games for me, like Link to the Past. It's on the same caliber for me as Link to the Past. But I was gonna say something and I forgot. Oh, so Darth was mentioning like how Samus saves the animals and she has an emotional attachment to the Metroid. I think that's really interesting because you never see her make any human connection, right? Until like this game, kinda. And I think that's a really interesting like character trait for her, like, because she is like a loner, right? She doesn't work on a team. She's always by herself, and it's kind of presented that's how she prefers it.
Yeah, because she's also like lost every human connection she's tried to make. So
yeah, so she like because of her past, she is maybe not incapable of making human connection, but prefers not to. And I think that's a really cool character trait that they kind of fucked up. Not entirely in this game, but other M definitely did. And I think this game started that. It's kind of like Resident Evil 4 starting the downfall of Resident Evil.
I had the same exact thought with this game.
Yeah.
4. They did it really well and went in a completely different direction, but doesn't mean every game that followed did it well.
Yeah, it's hard to present a more complex character in a game like this. It's like Doom, like Darth said, like the Doomslayer is basically not a character. He's just like it's just a guy who's mad and kills.
Not anymore,
and
man.
It works for Joe.
He's the chosen god of demon slaying or whatever.
It's the
You
progenitor
hang
or
from the
whatever.
roof on this fight.
Oh, so
So
I
much
just
to say
I,
about that. But
I mentioned it in the chat. I tried to brute force it,
Instant super.
and it went so badly. And then I actually do the fight for real in the second attempt.
Dude, fuck that. Fuck
Look forward to Doom: The Dark Ages next episode.
I'm sorry, I have to announce my retirement from the book club. It's just don't understand. Like, I kind of understand what they're trying to do with Samus in this game and other M, but
Yeah.
and also the Doom Man guy in Dark Ages, but you have to look at where the character came from, and like this, the Samus has been around for a long time, right? The original Metroid is old, and in that game, she's not really a character. But like in some ways, it kind of establishes a very basic idea of a character. Like she's by herself, she doesn't rely on anybody else. That is definitely established to a certain degree in the first Metroid, and as the series goes on, it's further reinforced. And you can't just change that in such a
Yeah, you can't be like, no, by the way, the character's like this, and you're like, what?
Like mushy.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly. Yeah, that bothers me a lot. And like that, the one thing about this game that I can't forgive is that. Everything else about this game, I might not necessarily agree or prefer things to be the way they are. I understand why they are that way. But the whole make Samus a weak and vulnerable thing, that's unforgivable in my eyes. I will never change my opinion on that.
It doesn't even make sense. It's honestly I think another part too is it's just kind of executed poorly. Like the robot's like, you can't leave, fuck you, and then she's like, Adam, and he's like, okay, I'm like, now I'm a human, I guess. Like what?
Yeah,
Like
it's the
like there's
dumbest
no
shit ever.
like they had all that dialogue, all these chances to like maybe like show that he's starting like because of Samus he's starting to like fight against his like hard wiring or something, but no, like it just comes out of nowhere and she gets saved by him. It's like yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
Yeah, I just
Like,
glaze over. I hear the Samus fanfare and I'm like, woo, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
saving
Yeah.
it's bad.
To me, she's kind of like if you take the Terminator, but give the Terminator the very base human aspects, but also leave a sort of underlying glimpse of more human aspects that aren't necessarily explored fully, but that's fine. Like, you don't need to fully explore everything. Like, things are sometimes better left unsaid, left up to player interpretation. Like, it's all you need to do is imply some things. You don't need to like flesh shit out, and it ruins things. And to me, like, Samus's character was damaged, but partially by this game and totally by other M.
I don't know. Like, it's like they had, or this is where the chronology gets weird, because like where does it get established? There's like a Metroid manga that's like the beginning of the lore, but who knows like when that was, like that actually came out. Because where does it get established that her parents were killed by Ridley and she was raised by the Chozo?
In that
2000
comic.
manga, yeah.
Yeah, so like in that, like, you know why she's, loner, giving people thumbs up and not really talking to people. I'm like, that's a
Yeah.
pretty good character development. Like, hey,
Yeah.
her parents were killed
Well,
and
it's
she
good
was
to
raised
do
by
it
an alien
then.
species, so humans aren't her thing.
Yeah.
Trying to
Agreed.
do that shit after Super Metroid makes literally no sense.
Also, choosing to do it in that medium is a really good choice. Like, if they tried to explain that in a game, I don't think it would have worked as well.
It just doesn't work for the little, like, 5-hour adventure that she goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. And they also, choosing to do it in a manga, it leaves it up to the player to seek out that lore if they want to. Like, if you're that into Metroid, yeah, you can learn about that if you want. And if you don't want to learn about it, it's fine. You can still enjoy the game just as much. I think that's brilliant, the way they pulled that off.
When did that manga come out?
Let's
Was
find
it
out.
pre-Metroid Prime? Because that would be
Yeah, I
crazy.
believe so.
Oh, that is crazy.
Let's see.
Unless I'm tripping.
Metroid manga series was, oh my god. It debuted in Japan in 1986. It
Well, there you
came
go.
out in America in 87 and PAL regions in 88.
So we were way off. It was actually the beginning of the series that they established that,
So,
which is even cooler.
Was all that, though, and because I feel like that was a little later. I don't know.
I'm not exactly sure, to be honest, but all I know is that they did establish that Ridley killed her parents in front of her, and then the Chozos basically adopted her. I'm
And
not
then
sure when
Prime-
that story arc occurred in the manga, but
And then Prime wrote in a lot of stuff. That,
Yeah, I
like,
was about to say there was
made Zero
one
Mission exist in its way.
that came out in Nintendo Power that was a comic, and that was January through March 2003. So there were, let's see, 5 manga chapters. Man, there's a lot of written Metroid stuff. There were 5 manga produced for Metroid and 3 comic books.
okay. So the arc where Samus's parents were killed occurred in 2002.
Okay.
So that's when the manga explored that aspect of the story.
Oh yeah, the
I really do
backstory up
seem
to
to
the
be
events
the
of
period
Metroid.
where they tried
Yeah.
to officially make Samus's background everything solid.
Yeah, I think that was a solid choice by them to do it the way they did it. Definitely. Which makes it even more confusing why they chose to go a different direction with her after everything else. I guess it's like, you know, it was much later on when Fusion was made and Other M was made, and there was probably different people making these decisions. But still, it's like, fucking respect the source material, bitch. Fuck you.
Yeah. One thing about all this chronological crazy talk and putting everything together and the lore Colin's talking about is, I mean, it's pretty obvious and goes without saying, but pretty much all of these games, probably up till Fusion, are designed first. Let's put the story together last, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
think with that in the back of my head is why I've never been too critical of the story, but still love nerding out, you know.
It's one of those games where it allows you to learn if you wish to. Like that's Metroid Prime is like that's like the key, the core design
There's a lot of lore in that
philosophy
game that you could
when
just
it
never
comes to the
read.
lore. Yeah, like if you have to put effort in, you have to care enough to actually learn about the lore in that game. If you want, you could just skip every fucking piece of lore in that game, and I
Scan
think that's really
visor?
cool.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. I thought all it did was turn on elevators. What the fuck?
What? I can read?
I could like
Yeah.
barely read when I first played Prime. My reading comprehension was so bad, but
That
I
was a
still
couple years
scanning.
ago, right? Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
Donnie.
you.
Oh man, the hater strikes again.
That'd be a good T-shirt. The hater strikes again.
I want to say I kind of felt like the music in this game was kind of middling at best. I didn't really find it very memorable.
Same, especially compared to Super Metroid. I'm sorry, I can't
Yeah.
stop. But like the music in Super Metroid is like just straight up legendary. Like
I thought like the
it-
sound effects were good, like Danny said. I just felt like the music was just kind of like uninspired.
I love
It
how
served its
stressful all the
purpose.
tracks are.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
that's
horror,
fine.
the
It's
horror
fine.
sounding tracks are good.
Yeah.
But it served its purpose. It's not offensive, but it doesn't stand out.
It's kind of tough when its two comparisons are Super Metroid and Metroid Prime. It's like,
Yeah,
damn.
that's-
Right?
That's
I
tough
know.
company.
And
It
it's on the
really
Game
is.
Boy, so like they had
Yeah.
limitations.
Yeah,
But-
they assume people would be listening to it through the little fucking penny-sized speaker. That
Dude,
sounds
but
like
I still think there's some pretty fucking like brainworm ass Game Boy soundtracks. So I don't know. Good
Yeah.
creator.
Golden Sun sounds
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Do you guys know about the Easter egg in this game?
I don't think I do.
Elaborate.
So at the bottom of the water section, you can start a shine spark, and you can backtrack at a specific moment in the game. You can basically, if you can carry this shine spark across like 2 minutes, or it's like at least a minute of gameplay of like perfect shine sparking, these perfect angles, you can go talk to the terminal, and you'll get this awesome secret message being like, I wonder how many players got here.
Oh
And you
shit.
see the other plot twist guy come on the monitor and be like, wow, she made it here. It's pretty cool. I highly recommend searching it.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
That
And it
sounds
is
like you're
very
making
cool.
it up.
Yeah. Holden,
No,
does your dad work at Nintendo?
No,
That's
this
made
game,
that
yeah, that Shine Spark sequence is fucking nuts. Actually, like it's funny because like we talk about how this game kind of tones certain things down. That sequence completely outshines anything Super Metroid does when it comes to like technical depth.
It's like literally any power up in any Metroid game. It's insane.
Like it's pretty nuts. Like what you have to do. I think Zero Mission also has a part like that if I remember correctly. But just the
That's-
whole like
yeah.
the being able to cancel like on the slopes and preserve your shine spark is like one of the coolest things. I kind of wish they would have integrated that more into like the core gameplay and the core design, like make you have to do it right. I think that would be
yeah,
cool
same.
because
It's
it's
always
like
just
they
for, like, a power
clearly they clearly like intended like this very complicated, deep mechanic with the Shine Spark.
Dread
But then
kind of did that, and some of those power
yes,
ups
they
was
did.
like, oh my god, like I
But
don't have a
they're all
degree
secrets, which
to
is
do this.
unfortunate.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. Like they put these parts in for people who, I guess for lack of a better term, sweats. But they know their audience, and they don't want to leave everyone. They want to include everyone. A little something for everybody. I appreciate that. Except for the people who want Samus to be some stupid idiot. Those people can go play something else. They can go play like God of War or
Undertale.
something. I'm no comment. I don't want to talk shit about Undertale. I know a lot of people who really love that game, so
I like that game too, but yeah, no, there's like there's games for it, and there are games that do not need that in them.
there's one thing that I've kind of tried to become better at as I've gotten older is not to so blatantly and bluntly talk shit about games, because there's people out there who love certain games, and when you say that something is shit or something sucks or something is trash, it's kind of in a way like saying, oh, your taste is trash, what the fuck's wrong with you, like, and that's not cool. That's not cool.
Taste issue.
So I'm trying to get better about that. Like, I personally don't like Undertale, but I'm not gonna call it trash. It's fine.
No.
Anyways,
as somebody who hates kind of that game, no, I don't hate that game. I think we're going off message here. I think the game is perfectly serviceable. I think it had like cool, unique things. I don't think it was a video game by any measure. Like, it was a weird, like, story thing. Yeah. And it had great music, but it is not the second coming of video game Jesus like people acted like it was. And it set it up for failure to me. Like, imagine people did that with Other M, and you come into it and you're like, what? Like, hold up.
We gotta stop.
Dude, that happened. There was the hidden gem. What was that terrible game we played with Sonic being too big on the beach?
It's Crusader Crusader.
Yeah, man.
There was more to that game than Giant Sonic, okay? Hold it.
There's also me
animals were
breaking the
cool.
game and not being able to finish it. Let's not forget that. I just think that's the funniest thing ever. That's the takeaway from that game. They just ripped the Sonic sprite out of Sonic
Just
and
put
did
him there.
nothing to make it fit.
I
into that.
didn't hate it nearly as much as you guys. I was just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Chris's score with big Sonic.
You guys think about like the X, as a villain. I thought they were really
like them.
cool. Like,
Oh, I love them, and they get so convoluted post fusion, but I still love them as a plot point. They're really cool.
I
I
originally
think it's
thought they were
cool.
gonna be like a MacGuffin, but whenever it didn't really get followed up on, but I really got engaged when they were trying to blow up the whole thing, and Adam or whatever was like, it doesn't make sense. They're intelligent. They have self-preservation. They want to like propagate. Why would they explode themselves? And then he was like ... unless they think that you're a greater threat to their entire like their entire species. I was like, oh shit. Like, they actually got pretty deep. It was cool.
Yeah.
The
And I fucked
way
with
they learn the first time that ice absorbs, when you get that, I think it's the various suit, I don't even remember. But there's so many little scripted moments in the game of like, you do one lap and then there's more enemies, or it's just a lot of that in the game that reminded me of that dimension.
I think the X just fundamentally is a cool concept. It's like a completely emotionless machine. It's like a biological machine, right? Like a shark. It's just a killing machine.
But it can still reason, which is creepy.
Well, it reasons on like a cold calculating level, right?
Yeah.
It's just all about propagating and spreading around as much as it can. And I think the reason it makes that decision that you were talking about that kind of goes against self-preservation is because they recognize that Samus is now part Metroid, essentially.
Yeah, like
she has Metroid
natural,
DNA.
Natural predator.
Yeah, it's natural enemy predator is the Metroid, and it can sense that in Samus, and that's why it made that decision. And that's really cool. Like that subtlety, like it's so nice, you know. I think
That's where the story nuggets, like the golden nuggets of story are at, right? In those little subtle things.
Yes, exactly. And I think that like that is like that is part of the Metroid series, like conveying things in that way instead of a big fucking room that locks you in and has a big text box. It's like, lady, I'm telling you what to do now.
Ice
Cry.
beam, don't die.
Lady
Oh.
too, like
Yeah.
Lady, it's like I feel like Lady is just such like a paternalizing thing to do.
Yeah,
to,
but
like,
Samus
just, like,
normally
strong
wouldn't
female
get offended
character.
by that, but it was different with that.
I don't know. Like I feel like they could have used any other word and it would have been better than Lady. Like
Chica.
maybe the only
Yeah, I was literally
Yo,
was about to say.
Adam X Adam the robot. Holy shit. Okay, never mind. Maybe they were cooking.
Oh no, they weren't. They weren't.
No, they
You're right,
weren't. What do
Darth.
you guys think about it at the end where like the SAX kind of like defends Samus? I felt like I didn't really understand that fully.
I think that was just its final moment of self-preservation.
Yeah, because
Like,
it was still
like, I
trying to
could
kill another
go
Metroid.
Right. Interesting. I don't know. Like it just seems to me like
Because what is it, an Omega Metroid event? You're
Metroid,
fucking
yeah.
around with an Omega
right.
Metroid.
So they're like, if
Yeah.
I had to pick between like Samus, Metroid, and Omega Metroid, I'm gonna kill the Omega Metroid. I guess that makes sense because clearly that thing was bodying you. So I guess that makes sense.
One thing I actually wrote this in my notes that I found kind of silly and funny. In the beginning cutscene when Samus is infected with the X, and she was like, my chance of survival was minimal, and then a second later, but someone found a cure. It's like, really, that's like the worst Deus Ex Machina I've ever heard in my life. And not only that, but like the cure is derived from its natural predator, the Metroid. That's like if you took fucking bird DNA and squirted it on a worm and the worm just fucking explodes, dude. Like, that's not how it works, okay? Like, I don't know.
It
I
has
just
the
thought it was
DNA
funny.
graphics spinning around in the beginning, so you know it's scientific.
It was very scientific.
No, this shit's gonna work.
Like, that's not how it works, dude. Like you can't put shark DNA on a seal and the seal dies. That's not how it works.
I love the bit about how they had to surgically remove part of her suit. Whoa, dude.
That was sick.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Starts
I
off
like
so
that lore
metal.
because that was just like a lore drop. It's like Samus is not just badass chick in a suit because she's in the suit. It's like she is at this point the suit.
Yeah.
I thought it was like kind of like it was like body horror. It was like gross. It was just like a disgusting idea. And
It is. Look at her suit on the cover art.
I like
Like,
the fusion suit.
disgusting.
What?
I love it.
Okay.
It has like definite biological themes going on with the fusion.
And then in
suit.
Dread, you can see all the sinews of it as it's starting to come back to her normal
and
suit.
you can
So
see
cool,
her
man.
breathing in it. You can literally see the whole suit breathing. Like that shit is fucking badass. I did kind of feel like they kind of just like glossed over the fact that she was like a different creature though, because like when she would die, like the suit would just burst off her. I kind of felt like it would have been cooler if it was like, no, like I just don't understand how she like takes the suit off too. It's like I thought
Well, they
it, like,
said.
merged.
So what she says is they couldn't remove the suit when I was unconscious.
Oh, but she could remove it afterwards.
Yeah.
Is that right?
So like once she's like
Oh.
aware,
That's lame.
like she can
That's
remove
lame.
the suit.
That's lame.
Well,
I think
you have to. The suit itself is an ancient Chozo relic. It's like a Chozo creation, and it was basically meant for her. I mean, they kind of explore that in Zero Mission, that stupid ass boss fight where you have to shoot this. There's like the mirror image of Samus.
It's a goofy fight, I'll give you that.
So stupid. But like the official lore is that the suit was basically meant for her. Like it wouldn't work with anybody else, and I guess that's why they say they can't remove it when she's unconscious. 'Cause it's
Right. Okay.
basically
Fair
part
enough.
of her.
Fair enough. I guess it is like kind of like it is like a MacGuffin machine. Fair enough. It could just like do whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I was about to say her power suit is what it needs to be when it has to
Yeah.
be.
That's
Yeah, it's
true.
like Superman. It's like Superman. Like in the comics, like they can just invent a new power for him when they need to, when it's convenient, right? Kind of the same thing. Except it's a lot cooler. Superman's fucking stupid. Anyways.
Hey, that last movie was pretty good. All right, so I
I'm
think
Clark Kent.
we've gone over the game pretty well. Ready for closing statements, closing arguments.
Yeah, I'll start us off here.
As the fusion convert.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I just enjoyed it a lot more this time. When I first started my playthrough for our discussion, I was really like, okay, here we go, navigation room. I hate this shit. But then I thought, like, what if this was not a Metroid game? What if it was something else? Like, I wouldn't mind it. I really wouldn't mind these parts where they give you exposition and there's dialogue. Like, it's not inherently bad. It's just my line of thought for the longest time was this doesn't belong in Metroid. And while maybe I necessarily haven't changed my opinion entirely, I'm more lenient now, and I'm more accepting of things like that. And yeah, I just, especially when I was comparing this to Zero Mission, it really made it shine for me because I got to say I'm not really a fan of that game for the most part. So yeah, I really enjoy the horror aspects of this game, even though it can come off as goofy. I totally get it. I totally get it. Like, I'm not going to claim that this game is terrifying or anything like that, but I personally enjoy that aspect, and I feel like it's always kind of been there in Metroid a little bit, being inspired by Alien. There's always been a little underlying horror element in all the Metroid games.
Yeah, there's a lot of isolation because a lot of the times you're just
Yes.
by yourself.
Yeah, and that it leads to that feeling of a little added stress, maybe. And I've always felt that the Metroid series should lean more heavily into the horror aspect. I think that'd be really cool.
They kind of did, and it played out super well.
Yeah, but I want like a straight up horror game.
Oh yeah, that would be
Like,
fucking
just-
sick. Like Alien
that'd be so
Isolation
cool.
meets
Yes.
Metroid, like Darth was
Yes.
saying. That shit would be tough.
Absolutely. But yeah, I've always liked this game, but I've always had problems with it as well. And I still do, but I'm a little more understanding of the problems and a little more accepting. And I know that the problems are my problems, essentially, because I view the Metroid series in a certain way. Well, that's not necessarily the same as everyone else's view, and I get it. And that's fine. If I had to give this game a score, 8 out of 10. No, 8.5 out of 10.
Damn.
That's my final score
Okay.
for this game.
It's pretty high. I thought you were gonna hate this game, dude. So that's pretty sweet.
I used to.
I'll go next because I think my thoughts kind of align with Super. Like we both had very similar opinions on it going in, and then I also had a change of heart. I think it's a really fucking good game. Not on Super Metroid's level, but still amazing in a vacuum. I'll give it 1 overly talkative computer out of 2 floppy GameBoy Advance SPs.
I like that.
That's great. Yeah.
Good score.
Nice. I'll go next. I don't think I super love Metroid games, honestly. Like, just like the getting lost is just like something that just takes me off too much sometimes. But like Chris said, like I found the pacing of this game to be pretty good when I wasn't getting lost. And some of like the story and atmosphere stuff like really captured me more than Zero Mission, so which was my first Metroid game that I played. I just feel like I didn't like this one quite as much. A little bit because I found like getting lost to be in conflict with the idea of creating that more linear, better paced game. Like that's like very offensive to me. And also because even though like the story was good, and if it had remained good, I think it could be like higher than Zero Mission. I feel like it's just fair to base it off of my experience with that game. Like the story really fell flat and like kind of like did a 180 and was super lame. That doesn't erase how the start made me feel, so I'm just gonna give it like a solid like 7. I think a solid 7. It was fun. It frustrated me. And also just I think I'm just built not totally for these games, which kind of like makes me not maybe enjoy them as much as your average gamer.
I mean, it's
It's
totally
fair.
fair.
That's
Like everybody
fair,
has their
yeah.
own taste.
I think most people kind of think along the similar lines as you when it comes to Metroid. I that's why it doesn't sell as well as other Nintendo franchises, and the games are less frequent. I think that's why. And I don't think you're in the minority at all when it comes to that, Darth. And I mean,
Thank
it's
God.
a totally fair, valid viewpoint. Yeah, 7 is a pretty good score.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of parts I like. It's just like some nasties as well.
Colin, Holden.
I can go next. I'm looking at my previous scores because I wanted to give this a 7, and I gave Rystar a 7, and I can't give this a 7 if I gave
You can't
Rystar
do
a
that,
7.
Colin. You can't do that because I rated Mystical Ninja higher than this, and that's
This
just fucked
game
up.
is a little bit better than
Yeah,
Rystar.
yeah,
I
it
think.
doesn't. So either
A little?
either I gotta be charitable here, or I gotta go back and adjust Rystar. I don't think I can.
too
do
late.
anymore,
Numbers
but-
were a
It's too
mistake.
late.
Yeah, numbers were a mistake. So
Where's the trumpet ladder?
I don't know, man. Maybe it's one overly talkative computer at a 2 floppy GBA SPs.
Just tell us your just unfiltered opinion, Colin. Don't hold back.
I don't really know. Like, I really enjoy Metroidvanias, and I know this is a Metroid, not a Metroidvania, but it is a search action genre game, and I feel like I should have and wanted to like this more than I did, and I still sort of disagree that you, and I don't mean to I disagree, but you made a point super earlier where you felt like that even in the context of the game's linearity and very tight pacing and where it wants you to go at all times, there's still some player agency and choice with where you can go. And my personal experience with it, I felt like I didn't. I felt like literally anytime I went off like directly where I was supposed to go, it felt like it was just a waste of my time. I couldn't really get anywhere that I felt like I was achieving anything. Maybe find a missile upgrade or something, but it was like, who cares about that? I got 190 of these things anyway. So, that really rubbed me the wrong way. It just doesn't feel right for a Metroid game to be so linear. And I guess it's just like we talked about earlier, because my first experience with them was as a kid with Super Metroid. And that's what I think Metroid should be. I think it should just be like kind of, I don't know, man, go get them.
Let me do my thing.
But on the other hand, I respect it seems like they went that route, like Holden, I think, astutely said, for handheld reasons. It's very easy to overlook that, and I love that point. He brought it up with Zero Mission, and I think it does a lot of work here too, so it's important to keep that in mind. But also for narrative reasons, perhaps it makes sense to try to bring depth to Samus's character, whether it lands or not. We talked about. I don't necessarily think it does, but it was sort of neat to see it, even if I didn't really like it on the whole. So, but I don't really know why or how this makes sense, but I had more fun with this game toward the end of it. Maybe it was because I played this game basically in 2 solid sessions.
Mhm.
The first one was in the very early after we picked it. Damn, it's the SAX. And then that's a cool scene where she blows through the wall. Or it blows through the wall. But and then my finishing the game was like earlier this week, so I had almost a month off. And I just had more fun with it, except for Sector 4, getting lost there underwater
that place.
sucked. Anyway, so I'm sort of rambling. I'm gonna have to give it a 7.5 because it cannot be a 7. So numbers were a mistake.
That's fair. That's very fair, and I understand completely where you're coming from. I think it's just a fundamental difference, which isn't a bad thing. Like, it's just like you mentioned, getting lost and being frustrated. Like, for people like me, like, the getting lost is part of the fun, and I think it's just a fundamental difference in the way you view the game, and that's fine.
I guess it's like getting lost in Metroid, other Metroid games feels better than getting lost in this
I
one,
could
you know?
see that. Yeah, like there's more point to the getting lost and less frustration.
Like I can get into more shit.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah,
do
you're
other
lost
weird stuff, you
might
know?
yeah, it might net you something like dumb and cool. Whereas this, you're just lost and you're just fucking wasting time.
Yeah, I'm ham rubbing to find the right thing to do because there's not much else to do,
Yeah.
and I didn't find it, and so, you know.
Holden, let it rip.
I love this game a ton. I went to play it just the one time for book club, and I played it like 4 times. I probably would have played it more, but I had to start Chrono Cross.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I love this game. I always look back at it fondly every time I play it. Always makes me happy. Like the boiler room escape sequence. Like, yeah, Metroid starts and ends with one, a good one, but doing one halfway through, ooh, I love that. There's so many things I love about this game, from the presentation, the art, how they figured out the LR controls. Not having X and Y coming from Super and having the ledge grab and having it all work so well the first time. And all the criticisms I have are basically just like my nitpicks. Darf's, a lot of the versions he had are a little similar to what mine were the first playthrough. When he was rightfully complaining, I kind of remembered my friction the first time, going from difficult bosses to, hey, this is really easy actually. And that's where it doesn't stand as a masterpiece. All these little nitpicks added together. But I'm not super critical of the story or anything else. I think it's just so cool how much this game strayed from the Metroid formula, and I'll always give credit to developers really trying to expand out of their comfort zone. But with all that said, I give this game an 8.5.
Oh snap!
Yeah, it's like this being my first 2D Metroid, second Metroid game. Like I was saying, I didn't know like what I was getting into, like what had been established. So like I didn't have any of the like quibbles like with the stuff that has friction or differences from Super Metroid, and I could definitely like appreciate the differences. And like like you said, like sometimes the narrative, like I will say, like it was dumb, it was cringy, it was really stupid. But when you're just mashing through the dialogue, all right, let me get to the next room so I can shoot my diffusion missile because that shit's tight. Like
Super cool.
Then you just kind of gloss over that and then pick up, like Darth was saying, like the small cool bits. So it's like you appreciate the good, disregard the bad. Like I know you can't just in a vacuum be like bad stuff was bad, it doesn't count. Like no, you can't just do that. But it was so, I guess, insignificant in the like entire picture for me playing the game that it didn't impact my enjoyment. And the structure of the game is just super sound. Like if you want to go full on be a gremlin, find all the shit, backtrack and all that, like there's your opportunity. But if you want like the concise, like, okay, here's your exploration, it might be limited in where you go, but you still have a bit of freedom, very bit, like emphasis on the bit. It's still like it hit right for me, and it is. I'm trying to think, putting my own tier list in here. Like 2D Metroid, I obviously Dread just bugs. But and where I would rank Metroids is probably Dread, Prime, Fusion. Like I like Super Metroid, but I don't know. Something about this game, like the structure of it, actually lends itself to like me enjoying it. And that's a hard call to make, putting this slightly above Super, but I don't know. I just really, really like this game. But then I'm gonna have to join the 8.5 club because yeah, I'd give this game 8.5 out of 10 because there's still not quite enough to bump it up to a 9, but damn, is it a damn fine video game.
True.
Agreed.
Ooh.
All right, but with that all being said, floppy SP hinges, so we can get to the next possible damn fine video game. I was talking about it earlier before. Everybody's favorite time for the wheel.
Over
The wheel.
The wheel. I know it's been so long since we've done the wheel. So the wheel is only 4 games.
Whose games?
Supers and Collins. So
Wait, what?
So because all of us have had picks. So Holden, Darth, Chris, and Super, we're all removed, and myself from the wheel.
Yeah, no, I meant more like the count of games. What?
Oh, have there been games added?
Yeah, I added some like 2 weeks ago.
Oh shit! I need to stay current. All right, don't look at that wheel. Stop looking at that wheel.
It makes me feel better that it's
I
not
saw the
just
wheel.
mine.
Stop looking at the wheel.
Oh my goodness.
I,
Oh my
I,
God.
for some
Wait,
reason, thought it was just my picks, and I was like, "This is cringe. All these are bad."
Super only has 2 though.
It's fine.
Quick,
Come-
add 2, yeah.
Quick.
Add other M and...
No, God.
Doom and Doom 2. No.
Doom the Dark Ages and other M.
Oh boy.
God.
Dude, I'm serious.
Why?
I think we should add some evil games.
You know, it
Dude, I've always felt that way. I pretty much half the games I put on there, I thought that people were just gonna hate.
I have an evil game on there, I think.
Ooh.
Bear said Eve.
Okay, hey, everybody shut up.
It says evil.
Wheel.
Parasite Evil.
I mean, I almost made Darth quit his first game with Xanadu. So.
Yeah, I can't believe I actually beat that game. If it was book club now, I wouldn't have fucking beaten that game. 100%.
You were
He was
invested in early
committed.
book club.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's my first time. I can't be a pussy.
That's so funny.
That's hilarious.
All right, everybody's allowed to
Kicked
look at
out.
this wheel.
I'll live this one down, man.
All right, so now we have a wheel of 6. It's a much more powerful wheel. I didn't even know what one of these games is, which sounds
Yeah, what's
exciting.
Evergrace?
Yeah.
Is Evergrace not... Is that a FromSoft game?
Sounds like some Colin shit for sure.
It's a PS2 FromSoft.
Damn.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Means we got 2 FromSoft joints on here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will not react, but it's time to spin the wheel.
I think we're gonna get Mystical Ninja.
Me too.
I hope so. How did you...
Did
Why is my
just-
stream so behind? What the fuck?
Did you just
Shut up, guys?
No, Holden literally guessed it. I hadn't even.
Oh, that
clicked
happens
spin.
a lot. It's weird.
Psychic called it.
Oh no, dude. Oh.
I hope it's... I can actually finish this one. And
Oh
not,
yeah,
like-
this is our second Mystical Ninja game. But now we've upgraded. Now we're in the 3D realm.
Yeah.
Upgraded.
Okay, I meant in
Yeah.
terms of hardware, and maybe in terms of game. You never know.
We'll find
Yeah,
out.
it's a 64-bit processor, dude.
That's right. It's got double blast processing. All right. Well, the return to the ninja antics, Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. I'm gonna. You know what? Instead of putting gameplay footage, I'm just gonna put that Nintendo Power ad that you put a while back, Super. I'm just gonna have that on the screen. You're like, what? What's that have to do
yeah.
with anything? All right. Well, Super. I'm looking forward to this. So we'll be talking about Mystical Ninja starring Goemon in a month from now, and there's gonna be, what are we doing next week? A couple weeks? I forget. There's gonna be a special bonus episode where it sounds like Holden might be involved, but I thought it was gonna be me and Colin yelling at each other about Chrono
Wait, what were you
Cross.
talking about?
Chrono Cross.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not next week. I thought we were... I didn't meet... I want to participate.
Well, so the original idea was we'd do it at the end of February, and it was just me and Danny, right? So then more people being looped in means we need to adjust the date. So
Yeah, we can adjust the date. Chrono Cross is just gonna be a bonus video game book club, kind of like Metaphor. But for real, honest to goodness, grass-fed, free range book club will be a month from now, and again talking about Mystical Ninja starring Goemon on the N64. Holden, Super, Chris, Darth, Colin. Fantastic discussion, always a good time, and hope you guys had a good one as well. Thanks for being here for it. This actually does mark what is this? 3 years of book club?
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh
dude.
no, my back.
Here's to another 3,000
That's right.
years.
But the greatest part is book club 3 years from now we'll be playing Switch games, bitching about them. Think about that.
See.
All right,
Someone
gentlemen.
will be dead.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, bye.
Someone's gonna be dead.
Okay,
Don't. Everybody at the home studio audience, hopefully you'll join us for the next 3 years, and hopefully none of you will be dead as well. Always a good time. Appreciate you guys joining us. Look forward to what sounds like the next episode will be this. Maybe Chrono Cross. We'll figure it out. But yeah, thanks for watching Seriously Casual, a video game book club, episode 27, Metroid Fusion. Catch everybody later.